And then Donna and Deborah said to me, you should come and do an in-service because of all the experience that I've had with occupational therapy over the years. And, Clara's 30. This is her third house, okay? So she, until Rachel moved in, she was the youngest here. And she was the youngest by far at any other house she has. So you can go, Kendra, if you want to. You can go.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, once you started it.
Okay.
So this is her third house. She's always been the youngest. And 3's my lucky number because I was born on March 3rd. And this is the best house that she's ever been in. The staff at this house is by far and away the most motivated. And unfortunately, Clara is not in full-time occupational therapy anymore. We had an OT that worked with house number 1 and house number 2, both ICF level 4s. But the staff wasn't as receptive to what I call the Church of Occupational Therapy. So Donna and Deborah said, well, you've learned all these techniques, come and we'll do a few little in-services and talk about a couple of things. So we're passing around some stuff. I have this play called Spit Like a Big Girl that I've done all over the country. And recently, and I think this is what kind of prompted Donna and Deborah to invite me here today, is I was invited to speak at the Occupational Therapy Association of America to be their guest speaker, like, dinner to show on their Saturday night dinner. So I'm going to do 5 minutes of my play for you right now, live, free admission. And but it's the part that pertains really to OT and therapy and what you guys are doing with your population. I'm going to use this chair. Okay. Brushing Clara's teeth has always been a huge ordeal because one of her many symptoms is a thing called sensory integration dysfunction. That just means her senses are intensified in a way. She can quite easily become overstimulated. She's tactily sensitive to touch. And in particular, this sense of the vestibular, that's the sense that tells us where our body is in space, where our feet are in relation to the ground. That vestibular is just off in Clara. The job of Clara can be daunting, but it's impossible to be depressed about Clara when you are in her physical presence. Like my old daddy, Clara is just tickled to be her. I eek, I nudge, I'm tired. Kitty dog baby hug Barney. CLARA 450-222. More juice. Yay! Good job. Thumb up. I love you, Mama. Okay, bye-bye. She slows me down. And very often I have perfect days with my imperfect angel. Years with top occupational therapists taught me to get organized. Not an easy task for your average actress, but these women taught me the importance of routine, consistency, using the same words, doing it the same way every day. Bath time. Clara, wash. Face first. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Switch hands. 1, 2. Do you want to live in a house with friends? Clara, do it. 2, 3. Yay! Good job! And they were right. It works. Now look, I don't go in much for organized religion, but I am a true convert to the Church of Occupational Therapy. You can't see Clara moving in the water, but through consistency, repetition, and sheer will, she is like a little glacier. In 2, 3, or 10 years, her glacier has moved. And though we now know that Clara is only 16 months old mentally, Clara is potty trained. It took 12 years. And what is so amazing to me is that now sometimes in the middle of the day, she'll say, teeth, teeth. She actually wants to brush her teeth. The high points of my life in OT, and LaKendra asked me to talk about some things because we have male staff here today that would be of use to you perhaps in the common area when you have everybody around. So let me get my note here. The first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was some techniques for soothing. Because she had that vestibular when she was very young, they did a lot of swinging with her, kind of integrate the brain. And Clara has, and not all of your clients are the same, but a lot of them I think do have some sensory issues. So I think that these techniques could work on ones that are even, a lot higher functioning than Clara. If you have a client that is upset, and let's say they're in a chair, right? And you're here, right? You're talking down at them, and that can be upsetting. So the first thing to do with your person that is in a chair or seated, if they're upset, is to come down and be at their eye level, okay? So that says to that person that's upset, I'm with you. I'm your person. I got you, okay? The other thing that you can do is adjust your volume. I kind of have a naturally loud voice. So this was very hard for me to learn from the OTs, but she's like, your house is too loud. When Clara gets upset, and she'll do her hands sometimes like that, and I see some of your clients that get upset, and there's some moaning and some crying and some upset. You can't top that volume. You are responsible to de-escalate. So to get very, very on their level and to talk in a quiet voice, to lower your volume, that says somewhere in the back of their brain, you bring it down too, okay? We're gonna be calm together. Another thing that they taught me was, if the person does have some verbal, to give the person what they call agency, control over themselves. Like if I'm having a bad day and I come in here and I'm real upset, I can look at Sammy Stones and go, Sammy, I'm really upset today. I'm having a bad day, okay? Work with me. And we can communicate, right? But our population doesn't have that many words. But if you bring it in, short words and simple phrases, what we've done with Clara is I calm. Just 2 words. I calm. And sometimes we'll be at the dentist and she'll say, I calm, I calm, I calm. But she's working it through her brain. She's trying to bring herself down. The other thing that we've done, it's kind of like Pavlov's dog, the little trick. We'll have a box of Kleenex. And when she's jacked up, upset, crying, hand her the tissue. And just that act of getting that tissue is like a response, a relief for her. She can bring it down. So that might work with some of your other clients as well. Also to touch the person, okay? To give them a firm but loving kind of pat on the arm. There's a whole technique for people who have sensory issues about brushing with a hairbrush on their arms. And some of y'all may have had training in that. But it's occupational therapy techniques. But if you don't have the hairbrush and you've got somebody here at dinner And this happened, a couple times that I've eaten dinner here. There would be a participant who's upset, and the whole room gets like this. You know what I mean? The whole room, even staff is kind of like, oh my gosh, we got young, we got upset. Try that. Try that firm touch and that loving touch. It can be reassuring. So we talked about eye level, getting that eye level. We talked about volume, bringing your own volume down, de-escalate the situation. The loving touch, eye calm, if they do have some words. The other thing that helps people that have, a disconnect in the brain, Clara, her problem, though she has balance issues and all these other things, the problem is not physically, like her ears work, her eyes work, her legs work, all that stuff works. It's the switchboard. It's the brain. It's neurological. It's at the switchboard. So people who have switchboard problems, sometimes in addition to saying the word, you can also do a sign. Sammy and I were talking about this the other day. This is no. No, like Clara was going to the cart to pick up the coffee pot. No. Stop. Okay? So if somebody's screaming or throwing things, stop. Calm. Eye calm, maybe some brushing. Okay? Anybody have any questions about soothing? No, that's no. Sometimes if you say it to her, she'll sign back to you.
Yeah.
But they can be very effective, and she knows the basic ones. More, juice. This is potty. I go to the bathroom, and she'll sometimes do that. But sometimes because of that delay in the brain, that saying and signing together, Shelby, stop. Right? It gets through to them. It sometimes works. Okay, anybody have any questions about soothing or, Okay, so let's try that. Oh, the other thing I've seen is a person, a client is upset and removing them from the situation. Sometimes that can have the opposite effect. Sometimes that can escalate. If the client is upset and then they get hauled out of the dining room or hauled outside or whatever, I know sometimes it might be necessary safety-wise or something like that, but if you can try the de-escalation before removal is a punishment. You've been bad. You can't eat with the rest of us. You're separated from the pack. This is their family, So if we can try some soothing stuff, eye level, contact, soft voice, petting. I've been doing this thing with one of your residents. Every time I come in the building, okay, I hold her hand and I come down and I say, hi, I'm Clara's mom. It's good to see you. And now, and I've been doing this for maybe about 2 months.
Yeah.
About 2 months. Now, when I walk in this door, this female resident reaches for me. It has come to expect. So what I said in my little play, my little excerpt from Spit Like a Big Girl that you saw, consistency, repetition. This is not going to work overnight because you're dealing with people who are mentally impaired. But that repetition, you will start to see those glacial results, like a glacier, slow and steady, and you'll start to see it, Josie knows a little bit about this from the physical therapy stuff that she does. If you put your expectation here, they will try to meet you. They really want to please you. They want you to be happy with them. You are their, mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters. You are their family here at the house. So give it a try. I believe in the Church of Occupational Therapy that it will work. Okay, so that's soothing techniques. And the next thing we wanted to talk about was an unstable gait. Now you have a lot of people in chairs, but you do have a few ambulatory people. And for Clara in particular, she has a visual component to her disability because all her parts work, right? It's the switchboard of the brain that doesn't work. So you might notice Clara walking along looking down. This is the midfield of vision. Upper, lower, mid, peripheral. We all have it, okay? I'm sitting here, I don't have to really turn my head to see Cameron. I can just do my eyes, right? She can. Brain, switchboard, doesn't work like that. she has to see, right? So if you see her looking down, what she's doing is trying to grab a hold of the ground because that vestibular is not working. She's like, where's the ground, where's the ground, where's the ground? Now she's memorized this place. There's a little bump there going back to her bedroom. There's a little bump here going into Kendra's office. And so she's memorized these bumps. But if you are going out in the community or somewhere with her on an outing, it is critically important that you use the low vision hold, which is elbow to elbow. Kendra will be my model, okay? Because, Claire's the size of LaKendra. They're about the same size, right? This is a full-grown woman. So if
Claire's very thin.
Yeah, but look, if we were out together and LaKendra decided to go, she could pull me down. She could pull me right down with her, okay? And if I'm trying to help LaKendra and she's going to the ground and I just have her wrist, not really much I can do. She's already hit the pavement. But if you do the low vision hold, which is elbow to elbow, wrist to wrist, you've got control. You can really guide this person. Even if this person and some of you, Claire might outweigh you, you can still guide her. You've got her. It's more stable. So if you're going out in the community, and I know y'all do some things, and getting off of the buses and whatever, this elbow to elbow is good. And especially if she's excited. I think when she found herself here, she was coming off the bus and she wanted to be the one with the wipes, and help with the wiping, and she just got up over herself. So the AFOs have helped with that. But you have some other people that may not have vision issues, but they have some awkward gait, they're ambulatory, but their walk is not so steady, and especially if they're tired or upset. Elbow to elbow. It'll help you guide those people around. And then the last thing that I want to talk about today, because 3 is my lucky number, this is our third topic, is about eating and feeding and being here together in the dining room. When Claire was very, very young, because y'all, it's not like I'm so smart or anything. Did I mention to you that I'm a member of a union, and my husband's a member of a union, and we have had really good insurance benefits. That's why I had all this OT. At one point, Claire was getting 8 therapies a week. 8. Yeah, PT, OT, speech, behavioral, aqua therapy, in the pool. She got all of it. She's the union princess. If you think about it, intellectually, she's one of your lowest functioning. But we've worked on her so hard through all this repetition. She is the best she can be. She's over there doing 35 minutes on the treadmill with Josie, and they wanted me to just put her in a diaper and let her be in the bed. But she was born in 1988. It was the beginning of get out and get services, da-da-da. And just lucky me, I'm a mouthy person. I'm the daughter of 2 PhDs. I did a lot of research, and I had a union, and I had a gold-plated insurance card. So she got all of it. So what I've tried to do is wherever she was all along the way, kindergarten, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, all going up through school, I try to push in and get some of these therapists to come in to whatever situation Claire was in, because it would help the other, people, the other clients and children who were there. So in all of that training early on, they told me 2 things. Amy Kress and Billy Stimson, the first OTs we worked with, had worked in 0 to 3, like at Regional Center, where they identify the child is behind, and they're like, oh, this is a child who's not meeting their developmental markers, and this child is going to need service, okay? So they did the beginning of life. Uh-oh, Mom, you're going to need to sign up for some therapy, right? We're going to refer. And they worked all the way through to here, to group homes. So I loved them because they had a vision of the long life and what you needed. And they stressed to me toileting and cleanliness and keeping them looking good. Because they said, it's not a conscious thing, but when you're working with this population, it helps if they are clean and pretty, and that we keep them nice looking, because there's some things where, they've got palsy or something, structurally wrong with them that cannot be changed. But the things that we can change, let's put them in a clean shirt, Let's make sure their hair is brushed, their teeth often. I call the show, Spit Like a Big Girl. It's about teeth because so many in this population, the dental, terrible dental hygiene. You know, because it's difficult. But because it's difficult, we can't shy away from it. And the end result is if you put the time in to make them clean and pretty and everything, it's just more pleasant for everybody. All of the staff and the workers that have to come. You know, it's better for everybody. So one thing I think that could help is at the dinner table. You may have seen me do this with Clara. We put one napkin on the table, one napkin in her lap, and when Clara was young, she perseverated on food so hard, she could get into the refrigerator and drink a gallon of milk. Boom, you know? So it's taken a tremendous amount of training to give her some restraints and some stops on what would be her natural tendency, which is just to eat till she would vomit. You know, she didn't have that part of the brain that says, I'm full now, I'm gonna push back from the table. She would just keep on going. So, in one technique that we used to slow her down was to have the drink with a straw, because she does have a tremor, napkin on the table, napkin in the lap, have a bite, put the fork down or the spoon down, sip, wipe, in between every single bite. Now it's pain, you know, it's slow going, but the result is we do not have a girl who is obese, okay? It slows down, okay? And it has retrained her brain from she used to palm the food and grab it like that, you know? You'd turn around, a whole pie could be gone. A whole gallon of milk could be gone. I mean, it was like, just suck it down. So by doing this,
food.
yeah, right.
She does.
But not good for her. And then she, you know, did get all over her. Now, so the thing is about the bibs, you think, oh, well, we've got a bib, they're not messing up their clothes. But we're all together in the dining room and they're all together with each other. And if the stuff is coming down their face and all over their bib, it's not really that pleasant. It's not pleasant for us to look at, and it's not pleasant for them or their neighbor, you know? Have you noticed there's a little pecking order in the disabled? Yeah, they'll say, you know, when Clara started getting out into the community, going to school, they said, Clara, too loud. You know, some of the higher functioning was embarrassing me. You know, everybody wants to be cool. Even your most profoundly disabled person wants to be like, yeah, I got this. You know, I'm Andrew, I'm over here, I'm doing good. I got this, you know? So it's about dignity. So I think that even though you might not have a person who's grabbing food or that this training of wipe, sip is going to keep everybody nicer looking when we're in a group setting, and just going to be more pleasant for everybody. And so we go through a few paper napkins. The other day she was using these, like she had an extra bib on the table with her, and that's fine. They're a little large, so I don't know if you got something you could cut in half or something that are like washcloths, you know, but that they can wipe. Because a lot of these, even your most palsy people here, I'm seeing still have the ability to do their spoon. So if they have the ability to do their spoon, they have the ability to wipe their own chin. What they need from you guys is the verbal reminder to say wipe in between bites. And it gives them a dignity. And they look nice, and they feel nice, and then they can be flirting with each other across the way. Hey, Andrew, hey, Clara, how you doing? You know, but so that they look good, and they're not all, you know, dribbled down the front, you know. So we do have the bibs, but let's try to be ladies and gentlemen in the dining room with the napkins. And that's our time. And we did 3 things.
Thank you.
Let's see. I have a prize. I was going to do a raffle, but we didn't do names.
I have a question.
Yes.
You know how you said that if she wakes up early and then, you know, they put a cover on her thing, and then tell her to go back. She won't go back.
Right, but you have to keep doing it. You have to be consistent. And she wants to please you. Her expectation is that she's going to be made to go back. I mean, she needs to go to the restroom. She can go to the restroom, but then she has to go back. She cannot disturb staff, and she cannot disturb the other residents. It's like, Clara, I love you. I'm here with you, but it's And sometimes, guys, less words is really good. Just a point, you know. Sometimes that works because a lot of words coming at her if she's upset, or some of your other people too, can be word salad. She can just be too much. Hey, how are you? It's good to see you today. Blah, blah. It's like, whoa, that's too much. Hi, I'm with you. Just really short words and simple phrases. So, you know, just try to be consistent, you know, because it's easier for everybody. If she gets up and starts getting into it, it's harder on you guys. You know, so these things are harder in the beginning. Once you start doing them, it's help for everybody, and more fun and more pleasant. Okay, men, think of a number between 1 and 10.
Men?
Yeah, I've got
8.
7 is the winner. Here you go. Okay. That is show them your t-shirt camera. That's a man at the gas station. Which is a joke about in the first act of my play is Life is Self-Serve. The man at the gas station is a mysterious man, and he knows all the answers. So that's perfect for you, camera. Man at the gas station. Okay, ladies. Number between 1 and 10.
5.
What did you say?
6.
What did you 5?
3.
4.
3. There you
Oh,
that's so cute.
my kids always get mad at me. They say you always pick 3, but I didn't. I picked 7.
That's so cute.
All right, so go forth in greatness. You're a great staff. I tell them, you know, sometimes I complain hard, but I also try to praise hard, and I hope you feel that for me, because this is the best house she's ever had. So I think this is her last house. Okay?
Thank you.
You know what? A nice word.
Okay, thank you guys.
She'll sit there until the TV comes. And if she knows the TV comes, if she knows the name, then try to smile. Did she get up today? Heard enough?
Oh, stop.
Yeah, would you stop it? Thank you.
Where?
Button.
The red button?